Woo, hold up. Somebody grab a fan because the streets of Atlanta just exploded. And no, it's not fireworks. It's straight up betrayal, baby. You ever wake up thinking it's a calm Tuesday, and then bam, turns out your girl's pregnant and it's not even your baby? Oh yeah, that's the exact chaos young Jock is swimming in right now. And guess what? The baby daddy ain't just some random rebound, it's someone who's been cheesing in Jock's face at every cookout, every premiere, and every club appearance. Yeah, that kind of betrayal. So let's get into it, because the tea is scalding, the receipts are flaming, and the drama chilly. It's messier than a love and hip-hop reunion after too many tequila shots. Is Kendra really out here building a whole new life behind Jock's back? Is the real baby daddy about to be exposed in front of the entire internet? And did Jock actually throw hands when he found out? Oh baby, you ain't ready for what's about to drop, because this ain't just a scandal, it's a full-blown social media meltdown. Grab your popcorn, hide your situationships, and buckle up, because the fallout is about to be biblical. Let's start from the beginning. Or should we say, the beginning of the end, because just when folks thought Kendra and young Jock were finally over their never-ending reality show circus of lies, drama, and half-hearted apologies, life said hold my drink and dropped a scandal so dirty, so unbelievable, it makes Jock's past cheating stories look like bedtime tales. We're talking about a whole pregnancy, a whole DNA bombshell, and a betrayal so close to home that even Maury would raise an eyebrow. But before we dive into the hot mess that just blew Atlanta's gossip scene wide open, let's rewind a little, shall we? Because baby, this betrayal didn't just pop out of nowhere. This thing has been simmering in the background like unspoken tension at a family BBQ. Now, everyone knows Jock has a history. A colorful, problematic, well-documented, kind of history. Side chicks, baby mamas, messy IG lives. And let's not forget the now infamous multiple households comment that had Twitter dragging him for filth. But through it all, Kendra held it down like she was married to a saint. She defended him on TV, online, in public, while the world watched her take L after L with a smile like she was collecting them for charity. But this time, it's not Jock in the hot seat. Oh no, the tables have turned, and baby, they turned with vengeance. Because while Jock was out here pretending like he had finally settled down, it turns out Kendra was doing her own dirt and the receipts are loud. According to multiple sources close to the situation, and when we say close, we mean the type that's been dying to spill this tea for months, Kendra had been stepping out. Not just emotionally, not just texting a few heart eye emojis here and there, but full-on creeping, and the end result, a pregnancy. Now here's the thing. At first, no one thought anything of it. Kendra showing up in flowy dresses, avoiding alcohol at events, smiling a little extra for the cameras. Folks thought she was just glowing with post-drama peace, but behind that glow was a secret, and when it cracked like glass under pressure. The twist, Jock isn't the father. Let that marinate. Kendra is pregnant, and the man she's married to is not the baby daddy. Who, now? How did Jock find out, you ask? Oh, it wasn't over dinner. It wasn't during a heart-to-heart. It wasn't even in private. Nope. Jock found out, like the rest of us did, from the internet. Allegedly, a leaked medical report began floating around among ATL's inner circle. The same report Kendra had kept locked down tighter than a vault suddenly appeared on a blog's burner page. And guess what was highlighted? A DNA result excluding Jock as the father. The headline practically wrote itself. And Twitter. Baby, Twitter exploded. Comments flew in faster than Jock could finish reading the first line. Wait, Jock ain't the daddy. Kendra out here, playing Jock like he the side piece. Somebody call Maury. And let's just say Jock did not handle it well. Sources say he was filming a promo segment for an upcoming event when his phone started blowing up. At first, he ignored it, but then his assistant came running in, face pale, phone in hand, whispering something that made Jock's whole expression drop. Witnesses claim Jock looked like he saw a ghost. He reportedly muttered, "This better be fake," and stormed off set. What followed was a whirlwind of chaos. Jock allegedly drove straight to his house, walked in, and found Kendra chilling on the couch like she wasn't the center of ATL's biggest scandal since the Kirk and Rashida mess. Jock, already seeing red, asked her point blank if she had anything to tell him. Kendra.com, as ever, looked up and said, "You already know." Not even a flicker of regret. That was the moment something inside Jock snapped. One insider described the energy in the room as like a bomb ticking. Jock threw a glass against the wall. He screamed, "You had one job. Be loyal." And Kendra. She didn't flinch. In fact, she reportedly stood up, looked him dead in the eye, and said, "You were never loyal to me. So don't act shocked." Oh, so now we flipping blame while carrying another man's child. Make it make sense. But wait, it gets worse. Because the man behind this pregnancy scandal isn't just a stranger off the street or some low-key fling. Nope. It's someone Jock knows. Someone Jock has partied with, done business with, called bro in public. Word on the street is that the real father is none other than Kirk Frost. Yes, that Kirk. The same Kirk who built an entire storyline out of cheating on Rashida. The same Kirk who played innocent on every reunion special while hiding full-on chaos behind the scenes. So when Kirk's name started floating around, the streets went nuclear. People were DMing blogs, screen recording lives, digging up old footage of Jock and Kirk hanging out like they were blood brothers. Suddenly, every look, every hug, every casual "what up bro" felt like betrayal in 4K. And when Jock realized the whispers were real, that it wasn't just gossip, he reportedly blacked out from rage. One source said he punched a hole in the drywall of his studio. Another said he went full radio silence, didn't answer calls, didn't show up to scheduled gigs, just vanished. Meanwhile, Kirk was acting brand new. Paparazzi caught him walking into a lounge with Kendra 3 nights after the story leaked. And they weren't hiding. No hoodies, no disguises, no fake shame. Just Kirk and Kendra strolling in hand, like the whole internet wasn't on fire. That photo hit Instagram and baby. The comments were brutal. "So y'all just out here publicly disrespecting Jock now." Kendra went from lawyer to full-time villain. Kirk got another baby mama, and still smiling, like he paid his taxes. And guess who liked the photo? Rashida's cousin. The shade was so thick, you needed a machete to get through it. But Jock wasn't about to stay quiet. He might have been blindsided, but he wasn't about to let them clown him without a response. Word is, he immediately contacted his lawyers, and started gathering receipts. And not just emotional receipts, financial ones. Apparently, there were overlaps, suspicious transactions, hotel bookings on shared credit cards, cash withdrawals that didn't add up. Jock was building a case, and baby, it wasn't just personal anymore, it was war. Because when Jock found out Kirk been using their shared business funds to finance his sneaky link rendezvous with Kendra, that's when things got legal. That's when Jock said, "Enough is enough." And just when folks thought it couldn't get messier, guess who showed up unannounced at Jocks' house the very next night? Looking all smug and relaxed like he hadn't just blown up an entire relationship from the inside out. Kirk showing up at Jack's house was like pouring gasoline on a fire that was already out of control. Neighbors say Jack opened the door with a look that could kill, while Kirk stood there like he was dropping off dry cleaning. No apology, no shame, just that smug little smirk he always wears when he thinks he's untouchable. Jock reportedly didn't say a word at first, just stared him down, fists clenched, chest rising and falling like a man trying not to catch a case. And then Kirk, in the most disrespectful tone imaginable, allegedly said, "You good, bro." That was the match. Jock lunged, and witnesses claim it turned into an all-out brawl right there on the porch. Fists flying, furniture knocked over, a whole crowd gathering like it was fight night on pay-per-view. Security was called, and by the time they pulled them apart, Jock's shirt was ripped, his lip was bleeding, and Kirk's chain had snapped clean off. But here's where things go from wild to straight-up cinematic. Because while Jock was being dragged away yelling, "You betrayed me, you backstabbing fraud," Kirk reportedly yelled back, "She chose me, deal with it. Excuse you, you steal a man's woman, knock her up, and then throw salt in the wound." The audacity is astronomical. That altercation was only the beginning. As soon as footage from the fight hit the blogs, it was over. TMZ had the porch footage up in under an hour. Shade Room reposted it. Gossip pages lit up with play-by-play breakdowns. Jock trending on Twitter. That wasn't even news anymore. The new headline was Kendra's betrayal turning into Jock's public breakdown. But Jock, he wasn't finished. He went full savage mode. Within 48 hours, he scheduled a press interview and told his team, "We're airing it all out." And when that interview dropped, baby, it was chaos. Jock sat there with a face carved from stone, looked straight into the camera, and said, "I gave that woman everything, and my so-called brother took it like it was nothing." He detailed the timeline, the suspicions, the lies. He even claimed Kendra had been using emotional manipulation to keep him distracted while she played house with Kirk behind his back. The interviewer tried to stay composed, but you could tell even she was shook. And then Jock dropped the bomb. He said, "You want the real tea? I've got proof. Bank statements, hotel logs, texts, and video. She played me. He stole from me. Now they're both gonna pay." The internet ate it up like hot wings at a Super Bowl party. While Jock was painting the town red with receipts and heartbreak, Kendra and Kirk were ducking for cover. At first, they tried to lay low. Kendra deleted her social media, and Kirk posted one of those vague Bible verse quotes like it was going to cleanse him of scandal. But the damage was done. And just when you thought the headlines might cool off, nope, a new video dropped. This time, it was security camera footage from a hotel lobby. Time-stamped, clear as day. Kirk and Kendra walking hand in hand into a suite that had been paid for using a card from Jock's business account. Not a personal card, not even a burner, an actual joint account used to fund Jock's label. That's when the narrative shifted from scandal to potential crime. Jock's legal team immediately filed preliminary paperwork accusing Kirk of misappropriating business funds for personal affairs. And let's be honest, nothing screams betrayal like getting cheated on and robbed at the same time. Meanwhile, fans were going wild. Instagram comments were relentless. Kendra really out here playing chess while Jock was playing house. Kirk got more secret kids than Nick Cannon and still got time to ruin someone else's life. This ain't even reality TV anymore. This is Shakespeare with wigs. TikTok creators were doing dramatic reenactments of the fight. Twitter threads were analyzing Kendra's old interviews like crime scene evidence. Everyone was locked in, and Jock wasn't done. Word on the street is, he went into the studio the same night the hotel footage dropped. And yes, you guessed it, he recorded a diss track. Sources close to him say the lyrics are so scathing, the engineer had to take a break halfway through mixing it. Jock previewed a snippet on IG Live, and within seconds, comments started pouring in. This better be on Apple Music by midnight. This man turning heartbreak into platinum. Kirk and Kendra about to be characters in a Billboard hit. And let's be real, the streets were ready for it. But while Jock was turning pain into profit, Kendra was falling apart. Insiders claim she was spotted outside Kirk's condo, crying, screaming, demanding answers. Apparently, Kirk wasn't answering her calls. And that's when things got even darker. Another woman came forward. A stylist based in Buckhead claimed she'd also been seeing Kirk for the last few months. She posted screenshots, text messages, a selfie of Kirk in bed, time-stamped during the same week Kendra was at his house. And suddenly, the woman who thought she had traded Jock's chaos for stability realized she had just walked into another storm. Kendra reportedly left Kirk's place that night and checked into a hotel, alone, humiliated, and pregnant. And while Kendra was spiraling, Jock was climbing. That diss track, it debuted at number 4 on the iTunes hip-hop chart. Jock was back, in the spotlight, not for a scandal he caused, but for one he survived. The same man everyone clowned for years was now the underdog, and people were rallying behind him. Club promoters started booking him for appearances again. Podcasts invited him to speak his truth. Even brands began reaching out, wanting to cash in on the moment. And Jock, he leaned into it. He posted a photo of himself on the red carpet, suited up, with the caption, "Every loss ain't really a loss." But the situation was far from over. Because while Jock was getting the last laugh in public, privately, he was still assembling a case. Sources claim his legal team was building a fraud complaint not just against Kirk, but possibly against Kendra too. The argument, that she knowingly benefited from funds stolen from Jock's company and contributed to his financial loss. It sounds dramatic, but this is a TL, where cheating scandals turn into lawsuits before brunch. Kendra, meanwhile, was reportedly trying to reach out to Jock behind the scenes. Mutual friends say she left voice notes begging him not to ruin her publicly, claiming she was manipulated and confused. Jock allegedly listened to those messages with his team in the room and said, "Too late for sorry. This ain't forgiveness hour. This is payback season." And just when folks thought that was the final chapter, another curveball dropped. Jock's assistant reportedly uncovered an old email chain, one that allegedly shows Kendra and Kirk plotting to leak negative press about Jock months before the scandal broke. Fake narratives, PR manipulation, even staged paparazzi shots to make Jock look like the villain. If this email thread is legit, it changes everything. It means the pregnancy wasn't just an accident. It was part of a whole campaign to humiliate him and flip public sympathy. And now that Jock has that kind of ammo, he's not just planning legal action. He's considering going full documentary mode. That's right. Sources say Jock is in talks with a major streaming platform to tell his side of the story. A whole series, interviews, footage, receipts, the whole timeline, straight from the source. Because, as Jock reportedly told a close friend, if they wanted to make me a joke, I'll turn it into a masterpiece. Kendra trying to do damage control after everything exploded was like putting duct tape on a sinking ship. Sources say she made one last desperate attempt to meet with Jock privately, hoping to talk him down before the full legal assault hit, but Jock wasn't having it. He reportedly told his team, "Let her talk to my lawyers if she wants to talk." And from there, it was game on. Jock's legal team filed formal claims against both Kirk and Kendra, citing embezzlement, breach of fiduciary duty, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. The documents were sealed at first, but you already know how this game works. Someone leaked them within hours. The public got a front row seat to the receipts, expense reports showing Kirk using Jock's business card for hotel stays, dinners, jewelry, all while claiming the charges were for client relations. Text messages between Kendra and Kirk joking about Jock's schedule, saying things like he's at the studio, "We good for tonight?" The betrayal wasn't just physical, it was psychological warfare. And Jock was done being the casualty. Once that paperwork hit the blogs, the story spiraled again. Even mainstream news outlets started picking it up, framing it as a cautionary tale of money, fame, and betrayal in the music industry. A legal analyst on one network said, if Jock wins this case, it could set a precedent for how personal betrayal intersects with financial misconduct in partnerships. Meanwhile, Kendra's world was crumbling faster than ever. Not only was she allegedly being sued by Jock, but brands she had endorsement deals with began backing out. One beauty brand reportedly sent her a termination notice the same day the legal documents leaked. The message was clear: nobody wanted to touch the scandal. Kirk, on the other hand, tried to act unbothered, but behind closed doors, sources say he was scrambling. He allegedly called his accountant and PR team within minutes of seeing the leak, trying to figure out how much exposure he really had. Turns out, quite a lot. Because guess what? Jock's team found evidence that Kirk had funneled money not just for personal expenses, but to pay off another woman, a woman who now says she has Kirk's second baby on the way. At this point, you'd think the drama couldn't get any more intense. But nope, Jock wasn't done yet. He announced on social media that he would be doing a tell-all interview series, teasing clips where he sits down and names names. The clips went viral instantly. One snippet shows Jock saying, "They thought I was weak. They thought I wouldn't fight back. But they forgot I built this city with my own hands." Another clip shows him holding a folder thick with documents, saying, "This right here. This is what they didn't want you to see." Social media exploded. Fans started tagging Netflix, Hulu, and Zeus Network, demanding someone pick it up. Hashtags calling for Jock to drop the full docuseries started trending. Even celebrities began chiming in. A well-known rapper tweeted, "Jock getting done dirty like that? Nah, somebody gotta answer for this." Meanwhile, Kendra disappeared completely. No social posts. No public appearances. Just radio silence. And Kirk, oh, he was spotted leaving his house with a duffel bag and no wedding ring. The image hit the blogs, and the headline read, "Kirk on the run." But the final blow didn't come from Jock. It came from an anonymous email sent to several gossip blogs. The email contained audio clips. Allegedly, they were recordings of phone calls between Kirk and one of his side chicks, and in one of the calls, Kirk straight up says, "Kendra was just a distraction. I ain't never taking her seriously." Another clip has Kirk laughing about Jock saying, "He too soft to do anything. He all talk." Well, those clips were all Jock needed to light the match. The moment he heard them, sources say he handed them to his legal team and greenlit the release of a full-blown disc-record, video, and podcast episode dedicated to breaking the scandal down minute by minute. The diss track. It hit #1. The video. Millions of views in 24 hours. The podcast. Shot to the top of Spotify charts. Jock wasn't just back, he was dominating. And fans, oh, they were eating it up. Comment sections were full of support. Jock is the definition of bounce back. They thought he was done, now he's making money off their lies. Turn pain into profit. King. But it didn't stop there. Jock reportedly began filming a full reality docuseries, and insiders say it's going to include never-before-seen footage of his relationship with Kendra, Kirk's shady business dealings, and interviews with people who saw it all unfold behind the scenes. He even reportedly hired a well-known director to make sure the series had that cinematic, high-budget vibe. And get this, production insiders say that multiple platforms are already bidding for the rights. So not only is Jock getting justice, he's getting paid. Meanwhile, the fallout continues for Kendra and Kirk. Their relationship, Kirk's reputation, in shambles, and with those lawsuits looming, his finances could be next. Rumors are swirling that Kirk might even file for bankruptcy to avoid paying out. And Kendra, she's reportedly trying to get ahead of the narrative now, telling friends she made a mistake and was led astray. But it's too little, too late. The damage is done. Jock owns the narrative now, and what started as a scandal has become a full-blown redemption arc. What's wild is how fast everything flipped. One minute Jock was the fool, the next he's the hero. And Kirk and Kendra, once smug and smugger, are now hiding from the cameras, dodging subpoenas, and watching Jock's face go viral while theirs are on the decline. But the real kicker, Jock reportedly donated part of his streaming revenue from the diss track to a charity that supports men dealing with public humiliation and mental health crises. He captioned the post, "Let's turn this L into a lesson," and honestly, that's the kind of petty growth we live for. Because in this twisted tale of betrayal, drama, and revenge, Jock didn't just survive, he thrived. And while Kendra and Kirk are somewhere licking their wounds, Jock is on tour, telling his story, and counting every dollar they thought he'd never see again. So now that all the tea has been spilled and the masks are off, what do you think? Did Jock handle this like a boss, or should he have let it go? Is Kendra the real villain? Or did Kirk just play everyone like a pro manipulator? Drop your thoughts in the comments because we need to hear from you. And if you're living for this level of drama, betrayal, and revenge, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next, because baby, this saga is far from over. Stay locked in.